Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Tonight, you'll meet someone really special, Jessica Biolo. But first, we begin with the weather impact.
And despite all this, despite this being fall, it looks like we've got some leftover summer on tap.
Yeah, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast tonight. Rachel, feels like fall out there.
It does, but we're going back in the other direction as we head through the next several days with temperatures rebounding into the 70s. So that'll be tomorrow, Friday, and even Saturday for the start to the weekend. Right now, though, we've got this beautiful fall chill in the air, and we love this too, right? This time of year, 53 in Windham, 55 the current temperature in Meriden. Nothing to show you on the radar here close to home. There is actually a cold front approaching, but notice this line of showers is pretty wimpy. It is falling apart as it moves into Connecticut, and I think the front itself will fall apart as well, which is why it's not colder tomorrow. Temperatures will be moving in the other direction. So we're looking at overnight lows that'll drop back right around 50 degrees as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So we start in the 50s. By the time you're waking up tomorrow morning, we'll see clouds and sun mixed. And then I think we brighten things up a bit more as we head through the afternoon. By lunchtime, temperatures are right around 70 degrees, and we're looking at high temperatures rising into the lower to even middle 70s as we head towards the end of the day. Similar weather on Friday. We are going to time out the chance for some showers, though, just to start off the weekend. Not a washout by any means. We'll get a closer look coming up, guys.
Rachel, thank you. Now, we start off tonight with a story you will only see here, and it's one we hope will literally save a life.
Yeah, let's tell you more about Jessica Biolo.
She is 26 years old. She lives in Wolcott, but she needs someone to step forward to donate a kidney, and soon.
Biolo is one of 101,000 people all across America who need a life-saving organ transplant. And like many, her story is a unique one. As Fox 61's Kaylee Collins shows us tonight.
After enduring multiple dialysis treatments and 2 transplants, this young woman is running out of options now. She's hoping that by sharing her story, she might just find her perfect match. 4 days a week. This is what Jessica Biolo hears for hours on end. It's the sound of her Lifeline, an at-home hemodialysis device.
I'm currently in stage 5 renal failure. So that means my kidneys essentially don't work.
Jess shares a special bond with her 2 sisters. They're triplets. But her story is much different. Jess was born with chronic kidney disease, having first undergone dialysis at just age 3. Now at 28 years old, she's tried every kind of dialysis option there is and undergone 2 transplants.
So I had my first transplant in 2000. I was 4. It actually came from a deceased donor, and that lasted me 20 years, so, which was amazing. My original nephrologist actually didn't think I'd make it through high school.
She needed a second transplant in 2022, and her dad was a match. Unfortunately, her body rejected his kidney after just a couple weeks. Finding a living donor is now her last option.
They even bluntly said, "This is your final attempt. We cannot do one after this. So it has to be a living donor." He said, "I will not put you on the table unless it's a living donor."
Pick one or the other.
Through it all, Jess has kept an optimistic attitude, even continuing working towards getting her master's in recreational therapy. She credits her family for keeping her going.
This has been my life since as long as I can remember. My family have been my biggest support system. Like I said, my dad was willing to and gave me his kidney. He didn't have to do that.
Now Jess and her family are hoping to find another generous, selfless somebody to be her perfect match.
I just hope that people understand that organ donation does save lives. Even if you just get tested and you're not a match with me, there's someone else that you could be a potential match for.
If you're interested in finding out if you could be Jess's perfect match or a match for another person in need of a living donor, you can head to our website, fox61.com, for some more information on testing. Reporting in Wolcott, Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Gosh, here's hoping. All right, thank you, Kaylee. Well, new tonight, East Hampton police have arrested a suspect they say is responsible for a threat that put schools under lockdown yesterday. Police say a 57-year-old woman from Lebanon was outside the middle school and told officers there was an active shooter inside. There were also concerns the shooter may have been at the high school as well. Well, neither claim turned out to be true, and the woman was later arrested. We're told she has no connection to the school nor the district. She's now banned from all schools in East Hampton and was released on a $50,000 bond. She's due in court tomorrow in Middletown.
Jewish people are celebrating the High Holy Days. Rosh Hashanah began tonight and continues tomorrow.
It's typically a joyous occasion, but the past year has been one of high emotions, and that was true tonight in Hartford's Elizabeth Park. Hundreds of members of Congregation Beth Israel gathered there tonight.
The latest from the Middle East was on many minds tonight, and here's what's new. The death toll in Lebanon is going up. At least 6 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike in Beirut. 8 Israeli soldiers were killed in southern Lebanon in an ambush by Hezbollah forces.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sent condolences to the families of those IDF soldiers. He's vowed to make Iran pay for yesterday's missile strike on Israel, which the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations condemned today.
This is a moment for this council to speak out with one voice and condemn Iran for its unprovoked attack against another member state.
President Biden told reporters today he's working with the leaders of other allied nations who all agree Israel has the right to defend itself. But listen to what he said when asked if Israel should go after Iran's nuclear facilities.
The answer is no. I think there's things we'll be discussing with the Israelis what they're going to do. But all 7 of us agree that they have a right to respond, but they should respond in proportion.
Meanwhile, tonight, Beirut and Gaza continue to burn as Israel fights a war on 2 fronts, and there appears to be no end to the fighting. And it's important to note we are just 5 days from the first anniversary of Hamas kidnapping and killing 1,200 Israelis, several of them Americans with dual citizenship.
And that's the backdrop for Rosh Hashanah tonight. Fox 61's Alexa Farrell spoke to those who celebrated in Elizabeth Park.
The Rosh Hashanah family service was held in Elizabeth Park, and people celebrated with an apple and honey. I just talked with the rabbi. He said the apple represents the world as it's round, and the honey is sweet for a sweet world in the new year.
And the shofar, which you heard, is supposed to be a alarm clock. It's supposed to wake us up and say, stop just sleeping your life away. Wake up and start living your life.
A joyous celebration as the Jewish community welcomed in year 5,785 in Elizabeth Park in West Hartford.
Rosh Hashanah is a holiday that reminds us of where we've been and dreams about where we're going.
The Rosh Hashanah family service brought together families and loved ones from Temple Beth El to celebrate the new year.
And we turn the page to a new year. We're hoping that the next year will be a good year. The word Shana Tova literally means a good year.
Happy, happy, happy new. One more.
Children ran and played together as prayer and song rang through the air. But on this celebratory occasion, thousands of miles away, the Middle East is at war, weighing heavy on the hearts and minds of the Jewish community Wednesday night.
You know, sometimes you feel helpless. What do you do in a world that's so torn? Sometimes just being together and praying makes a difference, I think.
There are prayers for peace. Those in Israel and Palestine are at odds with each other, and each day innocent lives are lost in this war. The Temple Beth El community, despite feeling helpless, prayed.
Safe return of the hostages, the safe return of all those been displaced from their homes, the welfare of the IDF soldiers, the end of the war. It's a lot of fear right now and a lot of worry.
And with many threats towards Jewish populations here at home, the West Hartford police were on site to ensure everyone's safety. Rabbi Michael says that he hopes one day soon we will wake up in a world full of peace.
It's a holiday about hope. It's a holiday that says that tomorrow isn't written yet. And so as we turn the page of a new year, we're hoping that it's going to be a better year, that we'll all be inscribed for a good year, and that there'll be peace.
This celebration is a reminder that there are ebbs and flows in life. Just as when the sun sets and it may be a little bit difficult and dark in your life, the sun will rise again and there will be light. In West Hartford, Alexa Farrell, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.